Now here's something interesting. Even gardeners who don't like tomatoes like to grow tomatoes. Here's something not so interesting. All tomatoes get our 2-minute pests.
Oh, lots of problems on
I
tomatoes.
know. Look at this.
You know, you always want the perfect tomato.
I know, and this is what people are seeing a lot of at times, especially if they're too dry or the weather conditions are not right. I don't know, I call it cat facing on the top of the tomato. Here's another, look, interesting patterns. Yeah. And some tomatoes do it worse than others. So when you're buying your tomato varieties, look and see if they say where they do cracking at the top. That's kind of important.
It's just when you get periods of heavy rain. And
yeah, and sometimes they're dry too much, and you have something going on
the
there.
Mysterious holes.
I know, what made
tomatoes,
that?
And usually a caterpillar. Some caterpillars actually just feed on the surface, correct? And some actually bore in.
Well, what happens normally is when the tomato is young and green and the caterpillar makes that hole, then the tomato will heal it. But if it's going in at this stage, probably going to open up. This was early stage also. This is a genetic problem here, a pollination problem probably.
And we have a picture of the little caterpillar.
And you got a caterpillar right there. Look at that. Yeah, they'll start on the leaves and then they'll move over. And I'll tell you, you have to get the caterpillars under control or you're going to have a problem. Now you brought in sun skull also over here.
Sun skull is unique, and you probably wouldn't even notice it because you've got this white facing on it. And what causes sun skull?
Sun skull is where you don't have the foliage and the fruits exposed, and maybe the plants dry out a little too much on you, and that becomes part of the problem. Last one we have time for, I think, is probably leaf miner.
Leaf miner, big problem.
I know, look at all that.
Does it really hurt the fruit?
Well, it doesn't hurt the fruit. I've seen some fruit sometimes, rarely, but this is what it does. And if it gets real bad, we do have a natural control called spinosad. And why don't you hold that up real quick?
Oh yeah, the powdery mildew. This is a fungal disease, and all the white spotting on the leaves, and this you have to get under control too.
I've got under control,
really do some damage.
And use a fungicide for that. Thanks, Celeste. So if you have some of these problems, and like I said, if you can't remember exactly what we said about them, call your extension office. They have bulletins, or the Master Gardeners be happy to help you.
Which ones?